Okay, so we're going to talk about Teddy's remote collar and his prong collar. So when we talk about the remote collar, what this does is it allows us to communicate with Teddy from a distance and to stay consistent with his training. So I'm going to show you how to turn it on, turn it off, and when and how to use the collar. So what you're going to see on Teddy's remote collar is you're going to see a little light bar right here. It's not lighting up right now because it is shut off. Then on the side here you see this little red dot. That is the key to turn on the collar. It's not a button. What it is, it's a magnet. So his remote, if you look to the side, has a matching red magnet on the side. What you're going to do is you're going to tap the two together. You'll see a green light that flashes every once in a while to let you know that the collar is on and it is charged and ready to go. If you see that it flashes orange or red, it means that it's about to die and you need to put it on the charger. So that is turned on. I'll do it one more time, and to shut it off it's the same thing. So turn it off, turn it on. So first thing in the morning, this comes off of Teddy at night. So first thing in the morning, you're going to turn the collar on, green light, and then you're going to put it on Teddy. So it should fit nice and high on Teddy's neck and a little bit off to one side or the other. You just clip it around, and it has this little bungee so it's not too tight on Teddy's neck. So it has a little bit of give. But this is how we're going to communicate with him, through our obedience and to make sure that we stay consistent and he listens to our instructions. So we've turned that on, we put it on Teddy. Next, we turn on his remote. So on the back side, you have a big button that has an L in it. What you're going to do is push and hold that. So I'm going to push down and hold it until this lights up. So when you look at the screen, hopefully you can see that it says 30 in there. Teddy is at level 30 out of 100. That isn't that high. So when I feel it on my hand, you're going to see what it does. So to communicate with Teddy that his action was incorrect or not what you asked for, you're going to say the command no and then press the black S button. So you're going to see I'm going to say no, tap it. So you might be able to see my thumb twitches just a little bit. What this is, it's an electric muscle stimulator. So it does contract the muscle. So did that feel a little uncomfortable? Yes, but it wasn't unbearable. But if I felt that every time I did something incorrect, I would stop doing that behavior. So that's the point for Teddy. So no, push it, and you can see my thumb twitch. I'll do it again. No, little thumb twitch. And you'll notice I'm still holding on the button, but it only did that little stimulation because we are just telling him now, hey, you made a mistake, here's your consequence, now do better next time. It's just like, you know, taking away a phone or putting a kid in timeout. It's the same thing, except dogs don't understand the idea of timeout. They need an in-the-moment correction. So that's how we're going to control Teddy. That's how we're going to make sure that he behaves and listens to our commands rather than just listening to me since I'm the trainer. The important thing is that you stay consistent with him. So he knows the following commands. Heel. Heel means walk next to me on a loose leash. Sit means sit until I tell you to get up, which is the free command. Free means you can get up and you no longer have to be in a command. So that is your free time to really kind of do what you want. Down means lay down and stay. It doesn't mean stop jumping. It means lay down and stay. Place is a boundary stay on a bed. So a dog bed, a cot, something like that. And then come when called. So come means stop what you're doing over there and come to me, get your reward. And leave it. So you drop food on the ground, you tell him leave it, he shouldn't go get it. So those are his commands that you want to practice a little bit every day and make sure that you stay consistent. And if he doesn't do the commands correctly, you use the remote collar. For example, let's say you're going outside to take him for a walk. If you tell him to sit and he doesn't, you would say no and push the black S button and then remind him sit. So just to go through it, sit, no, sit. So you're giving him the correction and then you're giving him another opportunity to do the command correctly. And then sit means stay until you tell him free. So you tell him sit, you open the door. If he stays, good boy, free, and we go on our walk. If he doesn't, no, sit, open the door, then free. He has to wait until your command free to get up. That's with all of the commands. If he doesn't perform the command correctly, there has to be a consequence. Now, on the flip side of that, if he does do the command correctly, you want to make sure you reward him for his efforts. So what I would suggest is everybody have either a treat pouch or something that they can put treats in. Doesn't have to be hot dogs or anything, but a small little treat. I think Zooks is a pretty good brand. They have little small hockey puck looking treats that don't leave a lot of residue in your pockets. I would also recommend having bowls of treats strategically placed around your house so that when he does the right thing and he does it well, we can reward him. So basically, when we reward behaviors, they're more likely to happen. If we correct behaviors using the remote, they are less likely to happen. So we want to make sure it's a nice balance. Reward what you like, correct what you don't like. So now we're going to move on to his prong collar, and then I'm going to go more in detail about his remote collar. So this is the prong collar that I suggest you walk Teddy on, because he was around the coronavirus deal, the COVID-19, so he did not get socialized like what I would want him to, because we physically couldn't go anywhere. So he gets overly stimulated when he sees something new people, new things, dogs, squirrels, stuff like that. So this is going to help you take him on a walk and keep him under control, because when a dog gets excited or aroused, their tolerance for discomfort goes up. So we need to match that and have something that's not too intense, but enough for us to be able to handle him, so when he goes out, he's not acting like a fool. So if you're right-handed, what you're going to do is one thumb is going to push down, and then your pointer finger is going to pull up, and it unhooks like that. Then when you put it together, put one end, squeeze it, and put the other one in. I'm going to show you with my left hand, same thing. Right thumb pushes down, left pointer finger pulls up, gets out of my own way, and then you put one prong in, squeeze, boom, just like that. So this actually fits on Teddy higher than the remote collar. So if my arm is Teddy's head and neck, and this is the remote collar, my watch is the remote collar, the prong collar will actually fit right here. Now obviously my hand isn't as big as his neck, but you want to make sure the chain is up behind his ears versus down here. You want to make sure it's up high. So let's go back to the remote collar. Now you can have, before we do that, you can have Teddy wear this on walks, and you can have him wear it in the house, but not when he's left unattended, because these could get caught on something. We don't want to risk him getting hurt. So if he's unattended, this needs to come off. This, however, can stay on if he's unattended in his little crate area. He's unlikely to get caught on anything with this on. So we're going to go over the features of the remote collar. So we have the black button, which is going to be your primary button, and then we also have the red button, which is going to be the boost. So when you push it, it actually increases the level by 20 or 30. Right now I have it set to 20, but I can always adjust it if I need to. So if you look at the screen, hopefully it says 30. When I push the red button, it should go up to 50. This is the boost feature. So I haven't needed this for Teddy, but basically if, again, we talked about the over arousal, if he's up here and he's not listening to 30, then we use 50 to 60, and I will adjust that before he goes home. Now, that's just for emergencies only, so if you need it, use it, but you don't have to rely on it very much. Then on the other side, so we turn it over here, we have this T button. That is vibrate. You can use that as a warning in the future. Like let's say he's doing really well and then he makes a little mistake. You can just say no and give him a little warning vibrate versus a stimulation. But I don't recommend using that a whole lot right now, because then he's going to feel like you're just going to warn him and he's going to get away with more stuff. So he's going to push the envelopes a little bit more. He will be pushy. He's still young. He's creeping into those teenager stages right now. So with teenagers, they like to push the limit. So he's going to test you every step of the way. You have to show him that the rules are the same here at training and at home. So you have to be very, very consistent, very strict, very structured, and also remember, reward the stuff you like, correct the stuff you don't like. We have on the back here the big L button. Instead of pushing and holding that to shut the remote off, what you do is tap it again, and Teddy turns into a little flashlight so you can see him at night. Tap it one more time, it goes away. So tap, tap, tap. And then we have the M/C button. You do not need to push this button for any reason. The front screen should have an M over here. If it doesn't, if it has a C, then you need to push and hold this button until you see just the letter M on your screen. The last bit, we have the dial, which increases and decreases the level. It's not changing right now because I have locked it in place so we don't accidentally turn it too high or too low for Teddy. To unlock it, you push down and hold it until the 1D on the screen starts flashing. Then you can adjust it, push down and hold it, lock it again. You're not gonna need to do that, or it's very unlikely that you will. If you do, let me know and I will walk you through it again. Last bit, this is rechargeable. The charging port's on the back, and on the collar, it's underneath. There you go. Make sure this is closed all the way before you put it on Teddy. It is waterproof. It reaches up to a half mile and it has a 2-year full warranty. If he gets wet while wearing this, he can go swimming and have this on, but if he gets wet, you need to take it off and let his skin dry, because it fits so snug so the contacts make good connection with his skin. But if there's moisture and water building under there, bacteria will grow and will create a skin infection. So you want to make sure that his coat is completely dry before you put this on. This is the box that's going to go home with you. This is the charger, so you can see it charges both the collar and the remote at the same time. This is his extra collar. If for some reason you don't like this one, this is in there if that one breaks. You have this little tool right here, this black tool, that tightens the prong so that if you notice that he's not feeling the remote as much, you can tighten these back up. If you want to let his hair grow, you will need to change to the longer prongs so that they can weave through his hair. And then underneath, you have the instruction manual. So if you want to go over the buttons in greater detail, you have this. And if you have any questions or anything, the number is on the back here. So the most important thing is stay consistent, work a little bit every day with Teddy. The more you work with him, the better he will be. If he gets bored or if he's not worked with, he will forget the training. You have to think it takes the dog about 2 to 3 weeks to learn a behavior. So that's to learn one behavior. The reason we have him for 4 weeks is so we can teach him multiple behaviors and make sure he can do those behaviors out in public. Keep in mind, 4 to 6 months of practice for him to know it long-term memory. So you have 4 to 6 months from now to work with him a little bit every day to make sure that he remembers all of the commands for the rest of his life. So you've got your work cut out for you, but it's going to be fun. You're going to love it. And to shut this off, remember, touch. Push this button on the back. So we're going to push and hold it. And it is off. All right. So now we are going to show you Teddy's commands. Good heel. 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 Sit. 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 Good sit. Heel. Down. Good boy. Down. Good. Down. Good boy. Good. Down. Free. Good boy. Good. Sit. Good boy. Sit. Free. Good boy. Sit. Good boy. No. Sit. Free. Place. Good boy. Place. Good boy. Place. Good boy. Place. Good place. Good job. Good boy. Place. Ooh, good boy. Good place. Oh, that didn't go very far. Good place. Good boy. Good place. Free. Leave it. Good boy. Okay. Okay. Right there. Okay. Look. Good boy. Leave it. Good boy. Good boy.